What's up, guys? Here it is, Korean MMA again. Have a lot of technical difficulties, but we're gonna get a nice little parlay out for you. If you have seen me on Instagram, which if you're not following me on Instagram, I suggest you do so. You know, it's kind of easier for me to post some stuff, and but yeah, I mean, you see it there. I mean, I have a nice little parlay there. I think it's good for you guys. The first damn leg of the fight, the first damn leg of this parlay is the first fight on this card, and we've got a banger here, Taira versus Aguilar. I mean, Taira is a huge favorite for a reason. I mean, yeah, that's the first leg. I mean, I know a lot of people are they don't want to pay that price, but if you just want to put that in a first leg of your parlay, and that's what I'm thinking, this nice little parlay here. I mean, and then it's kind of nice. You can't see where it's going. It's nice to have action right there after the first fight. So, Taira now, I think, against Aguilar. And then right after that, the second leg is going to be Kim versus Bohm, over 2.5 rounds. If you have over 1.5, I think that's more of a lock, but I think over 2.5 should hit either. I'm seeing Kim getting a decision win here, probably. I mean, you women's MMA, you might just see a split decision going here. I don't know. And Kim's been on a losing streak. Bohm's not literally looking exactly like a world beater herself, but Kim should get it done just with the volume. And then we have Kazuma versus Nakamura. Nakamura is like a favorite too, like minus 420 there if you see. But yeah, I mean, I got Nakamura. I'm gonna explain why. And then the last leg is Kinoshita versus Fugit. Fugit, if you want to go. We got Kinoshita's last leg. So that's a nice little 4-leg parlay there. I mean, just to get literally early fights on. You know what I mean? Just before that, the main crazy banger of a main event there. I want to talk about a little bit. I've already kind of briefly talked about in my Instagram post, and I have a lot of notes. But like I said, I think if you want to take some juice off of that Taira money line, maybe inside the distance, because I do feel like he could get it done. That makes the parlay more risky though. So this parlay, I would say, if you want to just keep it simple money line, and then if you have over 1.5 available for the Kim versus Bohm fight, then yeah, maybe put a solid unit on it. If you want to start getting a little more crazy, I think why not? At least half a unit on there, right? Inside the distance, now that could take it off, because now I think it's just he's a more dangerous version of Aguilar, right? In terms of skills, I think I see Taira having, on the feet, his striking is progressing. You'll see him hit. I mean, he's got some range. He's got some pop in his shots. He's still, like I said, he's primarily a grappler. So you'll see his striking will be of course a level behind his grappling ability, but he doesn't need to. He wants to get to ground. Aguilar himself too, from watching tape. Even if I go back in my notes here. From watching tape, yeah, he just you'll see it. He mixes it. Him himself also is primarily a grappler. That's why he kind of wants to. That's kind of his bread and butter, if you want to put it that way. I think he just he wants to get down to the ground, but he's not when he gets you to the ground. It's I feel like against someone like Taira's just gonna be able to kind of switch positions. He's gonna be, I think, the one getting the takedown more often. He's gonna be kind of dictating the fight where it goes, and I can see him. Maybe he could on the feet. He doesn't have to worry about the grappling because he can kind of let the hands go a little bit. Maybe he gets hit, he can take you down anytime, and he has more power in his shots. So, I just feel like you have to wonder. Okay, wait, how is Aguilar's takedown defense? And because he has the grappling of his own, but I think he's coming off of that Dana White's Contender Series, so you might want to fade him. But as we saw in the last, a couple weeks ago in the last UFC card, like Bruno Hulk Ferreira, right? You see him, he does well in Dana White's Contender Series. You think, we should fade him. No, look at he smokes RoboCop. Thank God fight doesn't go distance was something I suggested on there. But I think it's just watching tape. I feel like on the feet, Taira's going to have more power on the grappling exchanges. He's going to be a little more dangerous there as well. So I think if you want to put inside the distance, that'd be nice. So that could be even nice to a little separate. But if you want to just have this parlay money line on there, I think a separate sprinkle on Taira inside the distance could be fine. I think as well as I want to kind of talk about before I kind of go out too crazy. Like I said, Bohm versus Kim. I think, Kim. I think it's just that one. I feel like it's just I don't want to go into that too much. I already told you, if you go back and watch tape. I mean, Kim has good output there. Bohm is not. She's not the highest of skills, so I think it's going to be a back and forth, and I think we're going to see Kim just kind of win by points. So if you want to put her Kim decision, that's okay too. But I'd just rather put the overs for that. I mean, women's MMA, like I said, if you have favorites in women's MMA and heavyweight, you gotta be a little wary. You know what I mean? There's always I mean, there's always there's an upset for heavyweights because of their power, and then we have the upset just because of it usually goes decision. We have split decisions, in women's MMA. So don't want to go over that too much. Now, as far as Nakamura, I want to go into this a little more detailed because I feel like a lot of people are wondering why he's a big favorite. If you go watch his stuff, I mean, it's good. It's good for pressure, step in knees, right, takedowns, throwing with heat, right. He's very aggressive and can be countered. I mean, he's still like I said, he got hit in his last fight as well, but he's showing decent head movement. He mixes it up a little bit. He doesn't at least just stay there stationary. If he gets hit, he answers back, right? He kind of goes for double legs and has shown submission skills as well. He's dangerous. He's 6-0, so undefeated. So I mean, obviously, Kazma's gonna have the his opponent. Kazma's gonna have the experience edge. But I mean, watching his tape, I like the good stuff. Kazma's looks like a good fighter as well. I'm primarily a BJJ practitioner, right? He's a brown belt in BJJ with 5 wins by sub. Good top control, locking his opponents with their legs, almost kind of like a Dagestan style. If you go and see that, that Chinese fighter Mai Titueti Karamueli. I'm sorry, I'm not used to Chinese names. I mean, Japanese names no problem, but there's all kinds of interesting names. But Karamueli, he's just like a durable guy, but. Yeah, he got taken down, got controlled by that. Kazma uses body locks and clinching with trips to get the fight to the ground. And he's got good trips, judo trips as well, good hips there. But he can be taken down himself, but he uses BJJ to neutralize any ground and pound and get back to his feet. He pushes his feet on the hips of his opponent, just kind of pushes him off. That's good stuff. I mean, but, Kazma, I think, will have the edge in power and striking. I think, in my opinion, I feel like... Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I messed it up. I'm saying Nakamura should have the edge and power. Nakamura should have, obviously, edge and power. What am I talking about? Because of that striking... the wrestling there, right? And, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes, getting all jumbled here. But, I do feel like... I think Kazma uses striking to close the distance and be on you like Velcro, right? Like I say, he's a BJJ practitioner. It's just that, and also Kazma likes to go for arm locks and has finished 2 opponents by them and 1 by arm bars. So, I think Nakamura will need to watch his arms. He can't get overzealous. But, Nakamura, man, he's trained in wrestling from a young age, and he used that as a base to transition to MMA. If you see, I don't know, watching online too, it's kind of like the road to UFC, and you can see he's been bred for this. He's he's got that explosive power. I think, on the feet, like I said, it's not like I'm sorry, Nakamura, I'm sorry, it's not like Kazma is doesn't have power of his own. He'll throw some hooks up top, he likes to kind of throw his hooks, and if you're just being sloppy, he'll catch you. But I mean, once I think Nakamura gets hit, he's gonna answer right back with something more explosive. He's gonna be able, and because of his wrestling base, he's gonna be able to kind of dictate the position of the fight, or rather, position on the ground, right? He's gonna get that side control. He's gonna be able to get some ground pound going because Kazma needs to kind of he doesn't really have that wrestling background. He kind of wants to hug you, kind of trip you. He needs to kind of make it a long fight, kind of eventually kind of wear you down, get you in, and hopefully go for a sub there. So, in my opinion, I feel like it's almost like Nakamura. I'm sorry, Kazma by sub, or it's sub or bust, or maybe if he gets some control time, maybe, but going for subs and stuff like that, typically he's gonna be on in guard, and I think it just looks bad to the judges if you have Nakamura on top of you, even if you're trying to go for some subs, unless you're really put him in danger. You're typically kind of losing the fight if you're on your back. I think, but I honestly think Nakamura could get it done inside distance as well. I would just take a money line, but if you want to sprinkle on Nakamura inside the distance, because I mean, who knows? I think. Kazma should have that because his BJJ, brown belt level. He should have enough ability to deter or at least neutralize the sub attempts. But Nakamura can get on top. You can rock. You can get some ground pound going, and maybe he'll luck up a choke himself, or just get some ground pound, get a TKO, or even on the feet. To be honest with you, he's explosive. So I think I like Nakamura here. I think people are saying it's kind of maybe we don't know, it's MMA, and I think. People are not so familiar with him, but I think, he gets it done. And then the last leg here, Kinoshita. I want to talk about that, man. It's going to be fun. Yusaku Kinoshita versus Adam Fugit. I mean, I remember watching that on Dana White's Contender Series live, and, he really looked great. I mean, obviously, he finished his opponent. It's crazy, He's on good power. He has decent well-rounded as well. Watching him in Ryzen and on like I said, Dana White's Contender Series, it made me a fan of him. I thought, this guy, this guy can come to UFC and it's nice to have some new Japanese talent here. He keeps his hands down and uses movement to get his head out of the way and counter. So it's kind of tricky, but he uses it well for his offense. It's like I said, when you have your hands down, that kind of style, like kind of traditional martial arts style in a way, like you have the hands down, it helps you to conserve your cardio, be more obviously less telegraphed with your strikes, right? It's harder for the opponent to read it. But of course, it means you're able to get countered. You have your chin out there, have your hands up. Fugit, he has heart and he's toughness, and he's shown in his UFC debut against a young, dangerous prospect, Michael Morales. I remember that. It was a good fight for him. He in the first round, I remember against Michael Morales, he thought, hey, it could have maybe gone to Fugit, because he was just like staying in there. He's like kind of mixing things up, But Fugit himself, he keeps his chin dangerously up, and he just tried to counter and mix in takedowns. He had a good first round against Michael Morales, but he's getting outclassed on the feet until he got TKO'd, right? So I just feel like it's almost going to be the same. I almost feel like Kinoshita is going to get it done, because I think Fugit taking damage, and he's kind of like in that the kind of like it's like at different stages in their career. I think Kinoshita's kind of coming his way up, and I think Fugit's kind of on his way out. I feel like it'll be nice back and forth. Fugit's dangerous, but I think I see a second round KO or /TKO for Kinoshita. So I think money line is fine. If you want to another one, sprinkle on that too, inside the distance. For Kinoshita, I think just Kinoshita KO TKO would be a good one to sprinkle on as well. But yeah, that's a nice parlay legs there. And in this, in case if everything's going well for you, for some reason the last leg is Kinoshita and you want to, if the last leg is Kinoshita and you want to hedge with Fugit, but I don't think it's necessary. But yeah, guys, I think that's my breakdown. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, if you agree or not. And yeah, I think it's a nice fun parlay, to put in there. So yeah, good luck. I'm not gonna keep rambling on here. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit me on Instagram, and yeah.